off. Why does it look like we're going from a different point of view? You know, so I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone waited 19 minutes, so we might as well get right into it.
Yeah.
All right. So the episode started off right away. We got Bernard, just being Bernard, walking them into the new silo, so we see what's going to happen in the vault. So we start seeing what's actually there. And I thought that was really cool. Feeling like Victor's like looking like, what the hell did I sign myself into? Like, what is actually happening?
Mm-hmm.
Lucas. I'm sorry, Lucas. I said, yeah. Lucas is looking at that. And then we jump back. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that what's in the Solo's vault too? Is that the vault he's in on his side? Because I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I think that's the beginning room. Yeah. And then once you walk into the other room, you start seeing all the books, all the art, all the other stuff. So
all the technology.
Yeah. Which is like crazy for in a place that you have no technology. And he's like, you give him his iPad. He's like, what the hell am I doing with this?
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
While that's happening, we go jump right back into the Silo 18. They're making gunpowder. So at first I didn't know what the hell was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you start realizing, okay, getting gunpowder. I'm like, so what the hell are they doing with this gunpowder? I don't understand what the plan is. You know, what did you guys think about that?
You want to go first, Hanzo?
I was like you. I was like, okay, I didn't realize what they were doing, but the use of it was good. I just want to know what their end game is. You know, it's. I know they said they want to get everybody on their side, but yeah, that sending those messages couldn't have been good. So we'll see.
Wasn't it interesting that he was like, so what you do with the rest of it? He didn't tell him. So there's a lot more gunpowder out there. So we're gonna, revisit that because that's what they're foreshadowing. Like, hey, this is going to be something that's going to come up again with the revolution.
Yeah. Yeah. Because with the gunpowder, I'm thinking they're gonna make a bomb. That was my first thought. Was like they're gonna make a bomb, and they're gonna like blow up the barricade or something, is gonna blow up. So yeah.
Like when Lakeisha said they faked us out. They faked us out in the trailer. The trailer is like people read Juliet Lives. It was a whole paragraph though, and they didn't give us any of that.
Yeah, I had to pause it. I had to pause it so I can read it.
So I was laughing when I saw the iPad that Bernard gave Lucas. Yeah, so that was funny. He was like, "What the hell?" He gave him an iPad and just like, "So how do I use this?"
Yeah.
And it had an advanced Siri on it. You know what I mean? Like the Siri on that was no joke.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. So we got Knox go over there, getting all the powder, so gunpowder. Thought that was cool, seeing what was going to happen with him. Then you see Shirley setting up everybody else, getting all their paper because I didn't know what she was doing. I was like, "Are you getting credits from people? What are you doing?" They were getting all the paper that was in mechanical. That was a lot that she would. They're planning this stuff up. It's like Knox and Shirley have a good plan, and they're fugitives, and they're just walking freely right next to the sheriff all the damn time.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. That is true. That's true. But here, when they collected the paper, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like, because you can have the big boom, but you need to have power to like behind it. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be, like used for the bomb for sure. Yeah.
This is exactly what I asked too. Said when all those notes came out of that device that shot up, I said to my wife, "How long did it take them to write all that?"
Oh my god, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I thought the same thing. Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
Because said, I thought the same thing. My carpal tunnel would never write at all. And it was all like in nice English and everything, good cursive and stuff. I was like, what the hell is going on?
For me, like it's already sloppy, but by the time you get to that that fourth page, it's just scribble.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Danny?
What up, Danny?
Also, each page had to be cut. You had to cut it and like write
it's
it.
Like they have scissors, like
and fold it. Yeah, you got to cut it, write it, fold it, and then
then prevent it from burning when you're using gunpowder to shoot it up.
Yeah,
that was all interesting.
Yeah.
Then we come back to Lucas in here. I thought this was an iconic shot. So this is the where you're thinking about Solo and his vault, and then once you get past that entryway, all of a sudden it opens up to this beautiful area, this beautiful library.
Mm-hmm.
But when he comes in, he says, "Okay, so you have to announce who you are, what's your job, you know." And he was like, "You know, I'm Lucas, and I am the Shadow." And they saved it, this intense Siri thing, whatever. And I thought that was awesome. And Bernard just seems like he's just so used to it that you forget how awesome this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we see the inside. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Seeing the planets and especially like with Lucas, with him like gazing into the stars, seeing like the solar system, like a model of it like that for the first time. Like, yeah. It's very fitting for that character.
Facts.
And then they told him, hey, there's a bedroom off to the side, so you can just hang out in here, sleep in here, wake up, and get all the knowledge that you want right there in one place.
Mm-hmm. So when Bernard told Lucas that, was I the only one that think he's like, oh, this is where you live now? Like, this is your prison. You know, he goes, the food is okay, the bed's comfy, here's where you can work, and that's it. Like this is your prison.
First thing I thought was about Judge Meadows. And I thought, okay, did she do the same thing? Did she go through it? And that's why she knows more, because she was able to regurgitate all this knowledge and put it in and then try to analyze it. Mm-hmm. Very much like Lucas is. You know, he's able to analyze a lot of this information.
Yeah.
You know, what he says later in the episodes, like, you have to be curious. You have to be curious. You can't just be a problem solver. You have to be a problem solver and curious to be able to figure this stuff out.
Oh man, I can't wait till we talk about that, because that was a great scene. That was such a great scene.
Yep.
So Bernard is giving Lucas so much, so much power and information. I hope that the knowledge doesn't corrupt Lucas.
That's what I'm kind of worried about, or not worried about. That's what I'm kind of expecting.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What up, Tony?
Tony.
So we all know what Bernard and Judge Meadows was doing in the vault bedroom. You know exactly what they were doing. Oh man. You know, no, but do you see how he played her a little bit? He was like, you made me get rid of someone I almost have maybe a little feelings for. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hey, I
trying
love
to play it down. Yeah.
But when you start seeing how beautiful, I mean, just the plants, all the books, all the relics. I don't know if you guys, it reminded me of one of those like world libraries, like the last library ever. Like this is, I don't know if you guys seen the show like The Librarian, where they had all these unbelievable futuristic and relics from the past all there, and they're alive, and like both magic and all that stuff was all in it. And it reminded me of this scene specifically because you can get anything you want, all the books, all the knowledge is all there in this one room.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, at first he's like, are these the relics? Okay. You feel the part.
Good. Yeah. Let your hate fill you. Feel the dark side.
Yeah, but he was just like, oh, these are all relics, and he's like, no. These are way more than just like a Pez dispenser,
This actually means this is all the knowledge from before of the world.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Tony.
Yo, happy birthday, Tony.
What up, Tony? Happy birthday.
Hey, Tony.
Man. And Mama Bear, hey. Thanks for jumping in.
Always appreciate coming in, hanging out.
I mean, even as Bernard kind of looked at it, all the wonder kind of, you can see in his eyes how much he loved it, how much he appreciated. I mean, you see the painting of George Washington. You see all these famous paintings in the background, gold, platinum albums. So there's music, there's literature, there's all those things all in there. And I mean, just the idea of the entire world that they left behind is available there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he even said this is only a fraction.
Yeah,
this is only a fraction of the thing.
I mean, but every time I see these scenes, I just keep on looking at all the art and all the things that are there. I mean, I want to like, they're movies. You like physical media too?
That'd be cool.
But yeah, seeing all the sculptures. All right. Now we go back to Silo 18. We see they use the gunpowder to shoot a projectile all the way to the top of the silo. At this point in time, I didn't know what was going on. You see Bernard running out of the room, trying to see what the hell is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then Explosion has all this paper everywhere. And I'm like, okay, so that must be what they have for all that paper. And you still start to grab it. Even Bernard wants to know what it says. Mm-hmm. It says, IT lies to us. Mechanical wants the truth. What happened to Juliet? How did Metals really die? What is IT hiding? Look and see. That's smart, right? And then you turn off the lights, and the only lights that are still left on are in IT, and everybody sees it.
Yeah, people immediately scream, like, "Why are your lights still on?" That was such a smart move. I didn't even know where they were going with this. It was so good.
What you guys think about the rest of the actual idea of the plan?
Well, I thought it was a good plan. It is exposing IT for, not being pretty much connected to whatever happens with mechanical. So if they turn off the power, IT is going to still have power, which kind of makes sense. I would figure that. It's just now they're trying to expose everything so that they can get people on their side. Good plan. I don't think it's going to work, though.
Same.
How do they know that? Because Juliet's first time learning about the power staying on IT and the vault was when she went to Silo 17. So how did they know IT had a separate power?
Good question.
That was my question. I was like, who the hell is Knox that he knows this?
That's I assumed it was Patrick Kennedy, because he's still there, because
if he know they have separate power.
Well, I know he got to look at the drive, but I know he didn't get he's not looking at the drive how Lucas is looking at it. That is a good question.
I felt like, was this a mistake, or does Knox know more than we actually know?
Because it seemed like once we found out, was it 2 episodes or so ago? It might have been last episode, but when they were opening up the hard drive and Lucas told Bernard about this external power coming into IT, Bernard seemed to know, but Lucas was like, it's the first time learning it. So
no one else should know anything.
It'd just
about
be them
this.
two.
And the only reason we know is because Juliet found that out was Solo.
Yeah. You thinking Lucas is finding ways to give info to Knox?
I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that makes me understand unless Knox knows more about the silo that he's letting on. That he already knows because he's head of mechanical. That he knows about the inner workings of it. Or we're going to find out later that Knox knows a whole lot more. And that his conversation with Judge Meadows, this wasn't the first one.
That'd be interesting.
Hey, what's up, Kal-El? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
So how did y'all think mechanical knew about the level of power? I have no idea.
Yeah, not sure.
Good question about Knox. Yeah, that's the plot hole. I wish I had shown the power in it and the Judicial still having power last season when Mechanical shut down the power to fix generator. Exactly.
Yeah.
You should have saw this before.
But it was planned. You know what I mean? That was one thing that they wanted. They're like, okay, we need to know what time. So he was able to turn off the lights basically, so it didn't look, because he knew it was coming. So when he doesn't know it's coming and he's caught off guard, at this moment, yeah.
Right when he starts running back, oh my God, I gotta run back and go turn off the lights.
Again, he's very smart, very quick on his feet, where he can come up with good lies, really good lies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Might not convince everybody, but
am I the only one that feels like he just feels he's very alone? Like he's very smart if he has a group, a team with him. So everything the Sim says later is 100% right. If he wasn't alone, he probably could pull this off. He's very smart.
Yeah. But you can't be, one person doing everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now we're back in Silo 17. Got Solo talking to Juliet, trying to talk about the power. How are we going to get the pump working? And she's like, I need like 300, feet of waterproof wire, and I need to take the power from IT down to the pump to even get it to get going. And it was weird because like Solo knew exactly where everything was, but then you started to see that Solo doesn't trust himself during these episodes, these parts. And and of course Juliet's still saying, no, I need to go. You're one life versus 10,000. I need to go back to my silo. Why are you keeping me here? And he's like, look, I'm not going to give you your suit. So the more we're going to sit here and argue about it, the more it's going to be a problem. So you need to just go ahead and start fixing this pump so we can get out of here. If you want to really want to go, what you think you're going to just walk back over there? They're going to let you in. They're going to say, hey, we were waiting for you. Or do you come in and you tell them all the stuff that's going on and they're going to let you walk back out? You think that's what's going to happen? So I thought that was very smart of him to bring these things up to get her to realize, I need you to do this now because you might never come back. This might be my only chance.
I also liked how he brought all these things up, and these are all things like at least us, and I'm pretty sure as other viewers, we're thinking about this, like, how was she going to get to the other silo? And then once you get there, what's going to happen? So like he's kind of, asking her all these questions that we've been bringing up, like, you're just going to walk up to the camera, or like, what's your plan?
Who's going to open the door?
What's going to happen? Like, yeah, it's like what's going to happen when you get there? Like, are you walking in the middle of a full on fight? So like,
what if the air runs out?
Yeah. That's why it's like for somebody who's like a kid, because it's I know in a scene coming up soon, it might be right here, like he becomes a child again, but somebody who is mentally kind of still stuck in childhood, he's not dumb, he's not dumb, so he definitely thinks
he read a lot of stuff,
yeah. But now we know, like where he was at, and he was stuck in that vault. If the AI was that smart, we can easily just like, hey, teach me 5th grade. It's like, like legit, like teach me everything in 6th grade, and kind of go down the line and kind of, teach himself to a certain extent, with an AI who knows everything. Not saying he's going to be a genius, but at least get by.
I never thought that he was mentally like not smart. I just thought that he was stunted and socially awkward.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like not dumb by any means, but the isolation in that silo just kind of has him, like you said, kind of
just socially awkward.
Yeah.
Isolation.
Stunted.
Like socially stuck at like 11 years old.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Isolation. I just saw that.
It's a good point. I was going to rewatch to see if they show Bernard shutting off his own power, and we didn't just realize it. So, yeah, I have to go back to that first season to see if he planned it. So he knew IT's power was going to go off. even though he could have had out.
Be right back, guys. By the way.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Killing Metals was his fatal flaw because he was alone. He needed her more than anyone.
Yeah.
That was probably his most biggest problem. So I was impressed that Solo knew about the person getting in the bins. If they come back up too quickly from a deep dive and all the air that comes into the joints and
Mm-hmm.
But I think the you can swim like that. You can't go up like by like a fire extinguisher that'll shoot you up. But if you swim, you wouldn't have that problem. The air wouldn't be into your joints and all that stuff. You wouldn't suffocate. The change of pressure is not that fast.
Yeah, unless you like go from like you said, deep sea diving for like a day and then come up and then like later that day go in the plane. Like that's legit something happened, but that's why I'm like, how far down is she going?
Because it says 8 levels, right? It was only 8 levels down underwater.
Yeah, but I think I saw somebody do the math and like if eight levels, each one is like
12 feet. Say 8 12 feet.
Well, I think I heard like somebody said 40 feet. The person.
Each
I don't
level?
know. Yeah, each level is 40 feet tall. And I was like, really?
That's a lot.
Tall. Yeah.
Well, she held her breath for a long damn time because I was like, she's gonna die. Like
I would have passed the hell out.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few?
Sometimes.
It depends on who has the power.
Yeah.
So Dr. Deb said, absolutely, it was cool hearing Solo ask all of our questions.
Yes. Yeah.
I said, I'm curious, though, how much access Solo has given that he may not be confirmed as Solo by the AI? Or did he find a workaround? That's a really good question. And who is he really?
Yeah. That's why I want to know who he really is.
Because the character Solo in the book is only in the first book. It's only Wool. So this is kind of a little different. All right. While that's happening, now we see the Sheriff Billings go around, going to talk to Knox and Shirley again, asking them questions, and they're like, dude, whatever. And it's so funny because he's the sheriff. He's really asking all these questions, yet somehow it doesn't bother him. Like they're just like, oh, you can't do anything to me, so whatever. Like he has like no power. Even though I really like Billings,
me too.
I don't see him have anything. Right? Him and Hank are just walking around doing crap. Just, I mean, they have no problems. Like whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think Knox is starting to find out, and Shirley are both finding out that like, oh, the sheriff is just like
a figurehead,
symbolic. Symbolic. I don't know what. Symbolic to like everything, and it's only a matter of time before they start to realize like what else is, what about the judge, and then you start, with Sam, blah blah blah. So, yeah.
All right, now we jump into Carla. We all wondering where they took her. Why are they taking her into judicial holding? For what reason? I don't even understand. Like what problem could she cause?
I mean, she's still the leader of a whole division
supply?
Or supply or whatever, but yeah, she's the leader of it. So,
but she didn't do any of the problems. She didn't do anything wrong, except for one thing. I think this is a punishment for Bernard for the tape.
Could be.
Yeah,
that's what started all the craziness.
Yeah, because they're keeping that, and that's when Bernard comes in and starts talking to her and asking her questions, and she's like, "I'm not going to tell you anything until you let me know that Walk is okay, and that Shirley and Knox are not dead. So until you tell me that, I'll tell you anything you want." And he said, "All right, 2 fingers, I don't need you."
Yeah.
So I don't care. Now we get to Sims talking to his son, trying to make sure he's okay because we saw how anxious he was the first time the lights went out. So now with the second time, he's antsy. So Sims trying to see him being a good father overall. And it's the duality of Sims that kind of keeps you not hating him completely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
You know, he might be a douchebag, but he's a good guy, a good dad at least. He seems to be a good husband. He listens to his wife. You know, even if she kind of throws him under the bus. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
So Lakeisha says Hank showed he was a decent deductive reasoning skills by figuring out that Maeve poisoned the stuff. He figured that out quickly. He really did.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, also, I mean, he's the cop, you know, but he's also the local cop, so he knows everybody and he knows details, you know, like the mom's kind of thing. So, you know,
Their
where
tendencies.
Billings, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Lakeisha says I was nervous to see Carla being tortured like Patrick. I was grateful it wasn't as bad.
yeah.
But being a silent room in dark, that could be a problem too, right?
Blindfolded,
Mm-hmm.
chain down. It looked like at one point. So, yeah.
So I don't know why, but I like Sim's wife. I do too. I just, you know, I feel like she's not afraid. She reminds me of a real Camille. Reminds me of a real wife, like a one that's down for you. That's what she is. She's like, even if she makes decisions that she don't tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, that was me on Tuesday.
But does she have her own agenda, though? Do you guys think she has her own agenda?
I think
That's
she's playing
my
both
question.
sides. Exactly what she said at the end. I think that's the truth. She wants to play for whoever wins because she wants to protect that family.
I agree, but why wouldn't she have told Sims then? Why did she let it slide? You know what I mean?
I think the reason why, because what do you think, Tank? I'm gonna hear.
No, I was like, he doesn't want to play both sides. He's like, there's only my side and then the wrong side, you know, and you know that's how Sims is, you know. So, and he's all about like, you know, what Bernard wants, you know, like keeping the status quo in the silo, you know. But his wife is smart enough to know, like, hey, that might not work, man. You know, and we need to keep everyone safe and alive. You know,
plausible deniability. That's why she didn't tell you. If I'm gonna do some incriminating, I'm not gonna put both of us in jeopardy.
Yeah.
I don't think that she's actually doing things just for her. I think she's doing it for all of them, thinking ahead because she's a forward thinking person. But that's gonna get him in trouble.
Because he's still gonna get the blame for it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's they're a couple, so therefore everyone externally is gonna see one of them acting, which means that's kind of, you know, they stands for both of them, you know. So I don't know if she quite, you know,
because it didn't at the beginning. It didn't at the beginning. Remember what the what we had at the beginning of season 1. The action of the wife does not always fall in the action of the husband.
Yeah.
So I think that you use that and say, okay, one of us will always be okay. Yeah, it was wild to see a pet supposed to become a valued relic. They were fine to play with and collect, but that candy is nasty as hell. Nasty as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I still eat some pets. Break your teeth, but I eat some pets. Yeah, she reminds me of a good wife. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mama Bear says, blindfolded and chained down. Now it's a party. Yeah, he said, remember Sam's was talking to his wife, and he said we gotta do things together or not separate. Yeah, Sims said that. When he said that at the end, I think that was the truest thing that you need to have for a good conversation in a good marriage. You guys need to be on the same page. We can lie to everybody else, but you and me, we gotta be on point. We gotta be on the same page. No secrets.
Well, you start running into the problem that he ran into, you know, later in the episode. It's like, if you don't know what the other side is doing, but other people start to find out, and now you're caught. Now it just looks bad, you know. So now it looks like, hey, I know stuff you don't even know about your own wife, you know. So, you know, you gotta. I get what she was doing, you know, like you said, you know, the plausible deniability, but also you got to be on the same page. You got to be, because when stuff happens like that, you got to be able to handle it properly.
100%.
Yeah.
G says, I don't think she's playing both sides. I think she's a secret rebellion plot going on. The women of the silo are strong like that.
That'd be good. That'd be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think she has her own agenda. She has something up her sleeve that she's trying to do. You know what I mean? But we'll see if she keeps anything else from him. If not, then she's on point. But
I think she knows him better than anyone else, even more than Bernard. She knows we can and cannot take.
Yeah.
She also knows he'll do whatever she tells him to, right? Whatever she says, he'll do.
So. Yeah, but it might not be good for him. So I think she still is playing both sides, but knowing that she wants to help the rebellion to a certain point. They want to be thought of as positive no matter who wins. I do think that she doesn't care about who wins. She just wants to be on the winning side.
Right.
Yeah.
So, the one thing you can say about Sims is he loves his family. You can look in his eyes and he will kill anybody that tries to hurt his family. And I cannot wait to see when Bernard tries to hurt Camille and what Sims does to him. Sims will go ham and do whatever he can. This will be John Wick. You see the relic there. He's holding it. He said he holds it, and it makes him feel safer because that's what people did. They held it and it made them safe. And that's a good thing to kind of lie to your son about, make them feel that way, to not worry about their deepest fears. You know,
can you just imagine though, like you're told that, and like just like say like in 20 years they all start getting more information, and this thing that like is your like safety thing, you find out is just like
candy dispenser,
shitty candy on top of that. It's like not even good candy.
They probably know what candy is,
right?
Think about it. They don't waste food, all that's it's for a point.
Oh god, that's gonna be horrible. Like if there's nothing for like just pleasure, like no ice cream, maybe no like junk food.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I didn't even think about that. Damn, that would suck.
That's why you're not gonna see big people that are that fat because there ain't nothing else to eat.
Plus, they didn't grow up on there, right? We got a time frame now, so so a lot of these people, they didn't grow up on candy. They don't know what the hell candy is.
325 years, you have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So this is Camille having conversations with Sims again. Tell him the way that he's going to look. She's going to tell him which way he's going to go. You don't go to Bernard. You wait for Bernard to come to you because she didn't want him to find out what happened with him. Then he said, "You can't be fat walking around all those silo stairs."
That too.
I see you guys. I'm going to start because I can't get to that in a second. She gives him a kiss, seals with a kiss, and that's exactly how you know it's going to go down. Because when she tells you to do something, you're like, man, this might not be the right thing. And she gives you a kiss, you be like, yeah, we're gonna
okay.
Yeah, whatever you say. You guys are the most manipulative, awesome things in the world. Women, that's why they run the world. That's why we might pretend like we do, but they still run all this stuff, man. This is you think you want to do it your way? If she says the right thing, you'll do whatever she says.
Facts.
All right, we're back into 17 and Solo. This is when he starts to have his temper tantrum. It's like, I can't be the one to go down there. I will F it up. I am a problem. I can't be the one. And he's saying you have to be the one to go down there and save us with the pump. And she's looking at him like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm not going down there. I'm leaving. I'll show you what to do. You do it, right? And then he freaks out. And she looked at him. She's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Takes the hose and takes it back, walks it back over there. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm driving down. So.
Yeah. I mean, but this was like really good. Like, especially with what's his name? Steve Zahn.
Zahn. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if a lot of people could do it with him without it being because like he's like a comedy actor, so like having like literally a temper tantrum like a kid, you know, it's like, no, I can't do it, you know, he's like literally on the wall on his picture.
I'll screw it up. This is all I do. Nothing's up.
It's like yeah, only like a good like actor is like, okay, I can't ham it up too much because then it looks goofy and funny, you know, but it's got to be enough, you know, so yeah,
it feels authentic.
Yeah. Because the whole point, you're like, you kind of feel sorry for him, but you're like, oh no, you don't want to do it because you don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm not doing it. So we see what's going on there, and then we see Walt, you know, looking at Carla, realizing we find out now that she did something in the last 25 years ago that wasn't far enough for her to fight for her, which is why they got divorced, whatever. And she's like really going through it now, and you see she breaks the frame. She's, you know, long in love with her, and she's really having a hard time with this. And this is actually foreshadowing that we're going to have a problem with Walk, who is probably the most stable person in mechanical, because she will do whatever she can for that one person, Carla. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, she already put the camera on, and you know, she got scared and turned it off. But yeah, she's definitely going to be a problem.
Yeah. But also, it's like she knows about this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, how are these people finding out about stuff? Because like, it made it seem like no one, like, was it last season when Juliet found about the camera? Like, oh, no one knows about these things. You know, they're sensors. That's what they said. They were like oxygen sensors or air sensors or something, whatever they said. You know, so like, how long has she known about this? You know, like that it's a camera, and
so
that's
did
why it's
Juliet tell her, or did she already know?
No, because they said the camera's been finally turned on after like what, 25 years or something stupid.
Yeah,
like those are all like years and years and years. They said, I forgot how long, but he said like after all this time, like the camera turned back on. You know, it was like, damn.
I thought they said it was on for 30 seconds, so that's all. I didn't know. You said it was after a long time.
Yeah.
So I think Walker's going to tell Bernard the secrets he knows about Shirley to try to save Carla. That's exactly what I think. Hey, you're trying to kill all of us. What about your daughter? Daughter? I don't have a daughter. Yes, you do. And they'll find out about Shirley. I hope not, but it looks that way. It does.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm confused about the camera incident. Was it all part of a plan, or did she make a mistake?
No, she has a plan.
Yeah, it was done on purpose.
But then she started to second guess it, I think.
Yeah.
I think she was doing it, and then she started thinking that maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But she meant to do it. She is in shambles. So this is why she did it.
Yeah. And also could have freaked her out. Once it started moving, you're like, oh shit. Hold up.
They know.
Yeah, it got real quick.
Yeah. All right. So now we see Bernard talking to all the rest of the sheriffs, because you already know Billings said disobeyed a direct order. Told him, I'm not bringing them up. I'm not coming up at all. So, and you start seeing them question his leadership. Hey, what does this mean? IT lies. Why were all your lights on? And then of course Bernard comes up with real quick, like, oh no, what actually happened was they left my lights on to make me seem like I'm the bad guy. Not that, you know, I did anything wrong. They're in control of all the power, not me. They're the ones. And you can look at everyone's faces. But everyone's faces kind of look like, I don't believe anything you got to say, bro. Nothing you said makes any sense.
Yeah. But it's a good enough lie where it makes sense. Like, yeah, cool. Like, you know, they are the guys with the power, so it would make sense that they pick where the power goes. You know, so if it fools enough people, I think I don't think it's gonna fool everyone. But if it gets enough people, then you know, it gives them enough time.
And so Jeeves says, do they have Polaroids in the silo, or did they get some good artists? Those drawings of people are really good. At 325 years, if that's the only way you could do anything, it's like having those unbelievable paintings. I think that's why you got Leonardo da Vinci. You had all those great artists were all in the 16th, 17th century, right? Because that's all you had. So I feel like the needs, when you don't have the pictures, that you have to have someone who could draw, and that concentrates on through it. I think through time you get those type of people.
Yeah.
Keisha says, I'm afraid that the season ending won't be as satisfying for me since Brian figured out the big plot twist.
we need to record a short video of your theory, and before it either gets proven or disproven. It's like it's a really good theory.
It just makes sense, even as the story goes along. I just feel like more and more that this is what happened, because they always keep on bringing up Judge Meadows again, his love and all that stuff. It just makes sense. The only thing that he has is this child, this connection to her. So,
yeah.
All right. While we're doing that, we see Billings, kind of interrogating another person, trying to figure out how much they know, how much he knows about what's going on. Hank points him in the right direction. Saying, so we know that you're the one who's been setting us up. We know that you're the ones that been in touch with IT. Hank is figuring all this stuff out, and Billings is kind of just following his lead because he knows all these people. I thought that was really interesting in itself. And he kind of lets something slip that there's a plot. They actually have him as a plot, telling him in what's going on. They're looking to hurt Knox and Shirley, and that was put in the passageway for the notes that they noticed. So I think this is the first time where Billings starts to realize how deep this really goes, how much judicial is like really controlling the silo, how any information is almost fake information. You don't know what you can trust within this thing. Where do you think Billings is going to end up after all this?
Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, know what you guys think.
I mean, for me, I think he's gonna wind up on the rebel side of it. That's what I think. For a bunch of different reasons. I don't want to get to all of them, but I think he's gonna end up on that side of the fight.
If I had to think ahead, I think he's inevitably going that route.
It's funny. I don't think he is. I think he's just gonna, because he always says he's trying to enforce the law, right? So I think he's actually gonna be the one person that tries to do what's right. You know what I mean? Instead of joining each side, I think he's gonna actually try to do what's right.
Yeah,
definitely.
I see that
too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, because he's the only one that actually cares about the rules.
Billings will die.
Ooh, don't say that. I'll be so bad.
I hope not. I like characters like that who try to kind of do the right thing.
They are the ones that always die.
They catch the bullets, right?
It's always them.
Yeah.
So even though I hope it doesn't happen, I could see it happening.
Yeah.
All right, I got 2 more slides for this half of the episode. Then we'll talk about the episode, and then I'll get to the second part of it. All right, so you see Knox and Shirley talking, and then Knox brings up Shirley as why'd you kiss me? And she looks at him like, you kissed me. What you talking about? And that banter, you start to really see something kind of starting to grow, something starting to bloom between the two of them. Like the trust, the attractiveness, like you could see something there. So right between all that, they get interrupted. So you see Billings comes in, Hank comes in, and they're saying, hey, we're gonna take you into custody. It's like, what are you doing? You have nothing here. You can't take me into custody. They said, well, there's actually been a threat on your life. We need to do this to keep you alive. They're like, what? What the hell?
Yeah. I thought they were gonna fight back a little bit. They're like, nah, we're fine. Shut up, get out of here. But it seemed like there was no pushback.
I think they trust because they know everything else is coming from them. So if they don't know about this stuff, they can't trust that they know what everyone else is going to do because we know someone poisoned the food. We knew all these other things are happening. Someone is communicating with the top. There's no other way for them to know what's happening. So it seemed like they just trusted.
Yeah.
So Dr. Dev said that was such a cute conversation. It was.
it reminded me of like kid stuff. Like, oh, you like me. No, you like me. Like that type of shit. Yeah.
Talking about go and ask your wife or significant other right now, hey, who liked who first? And that's how it's the same conversation. You like me first. I just came over because you like me. That's what it felt like.
Well, the difference is like 10, 20 years into a relationship, that might get you sleeping on the couch. Where this is still like that cute, like
that play fighting stage still. I agree. But that was pretty much the first half of the episode. So I want to ask you guys, so what'd you think? Where did you think we were going with after that first half of the episode?
What do you mean?
As in, so where do you think we're going? Because I feel like there's two parts. There's what we have in this first part, and then all the reveals we got in the second part that didn't necessarily tell you what was happening. So I think we got a lot more reveals that I didn't see coming from the first part. Did you guys see where they're going with this?
The one thing I did see happening was with Juliet. I knew that wasn't going to be a good trip. I knew something was going to happen, and I'm guessing we're getting the reveal that there's more than just Solo in that silo. So yeah, I kind of expected that part.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
We've been saying that for a long time, right? I feel like all of us have been saying that.
Yeah.
For the longest, well, it can't be just them. Yeah. Something else has to be happening, right?
Yeah. And it was funny because I was telling my girlfriend when we were watching it, I was like, because they still do those those POV shots, you know what I mean? Or like it looks like somebody's like looking over a tube or through this, and it did it a few times in this episode, and I was like, it makes you think, it makes you feel like somebody's watching you, somebody's watching her, and they did that from the first episode of the season, and it had that really cool, it could be just cool cinematography the way they decided to shoot it, or it could have some like deeper meaning to it, so.
And we also got that, you remember the first time she did the rope thing, someone cut it, right? So we always knew that there was someone else. I know they probably try to make it think like it was Solo that did it, but I think we always knew that there was someone else there. It wasn't Solo.
Yeah.
No, I mean that I always did think it was Solo because I just didn't trust him. But now I kind of starting to understand that that's not what's happening.
Yeah, no, because if Solo wanted to do something to her, I thought he poisoned the food when she got sick. I was like, okay, so there's the Solo stuff, But yeah, so if he really wanted to do something to her, he could have.
Yeah, he had plenty of opportunities.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see if I can pull up the rest of this stuff. All right. Actually, let's see this. I think the secret messages instructions being sent by outside instead of by Bernard or IT. So is someone outside there too, huh? That's only designated to try to pass on these messages. That's really interesting. It would have been funny if they had sex and they blamed each other for it happening. You F me. No, you F me. I wasn't doing it. Yeah, well.
that becomes a different conversation.
Yeah.
With different consequences.
It's funny. On Silo, we are going to find out who cut the rope. And on From, we just found out Jolie threw the rope. I agree. Man, I love From. That's why From comes up in every conversation.
Pretty much.
So Bernard is wondering why the hell he hasn't had his
warrant
yet. So he wants to know, so where's my warrant? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And he's asking, Amundsen, what's his name? How you say his name? Amundsen. Yeah. Where's my warrant? And he was like, hey, Judge Sims hasn't signed it yet. He's like, why not? He's like, well, he's waiting for you to come talk to him. So I thought that was interesting in itself too.
Mm-hmm. Also, he kind of I feel like he tried to soften the blow by like, you don't need one. He's like, I know I don't need one,
but I want one. So why are you asking me? Why are you still here?
Yeah.
All right, then now we go back to 17. See Juliet getting ready, testing out the breathing apparatus, which made me feel like something's going to happen to that breathing apparatus. Why are you going to show her going through trying to breathe through this stuff if nothing was going to happen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, all right, let's get set up. Let's get this done. Then we finally see Bernard jumping right into Sims, like, sign this thing. The reason why I gave you this position is because I didn't want to see your face ever again. You made me do something I didn't want to do. So now I'm looking at your face. Why the hell am I doing that? I told you to take your little rubber stamp and sign this mother effer. What is wrong with you? He was I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because I feel like Sims was looking at him like, man, you wolfing, but you ain't gonna do nothing. Like he's seen real gangster about it.
Mm-hmm.
Still got his leather coat on. He ain't move. He ain't flinch. He ain't worried about Bernard.
Always with that coat.
Yeah.
But look at Bernard, man. He was about that. He was like, no, you're gonna do what the hell I said, and you're gonna do it now. And it was funny because then Sim says, no, I'm not. It's like, what'd you say? He's like, no, I'm not gonna sign nothing. You don't think anything through. You think you got everything planned out. You got all of us eating out of your hands. You are gonna realize you got two things. Two problems. One, you got nobody on your side. And two, you need me. And he said, you promised me that I was gonna be your shadow. I was supposed to be your shadow. And then Bernard hits him up with like, yeah, you were supposed to be my shadow. But it's funny because I just never got around to it, right? And then I really thought about it, and I was like, man, you're not curious enough. And it's obvious by my old shadow and my new shadow. And then Sims was like, got pissed. What the hell? You made who your shadow? Lucas is your shadow? He was pissed off.
His line delivery on that part was horrible.
I thought that was
sorry.
hilarious. So dude, he looked like he was about to hurt him. And this way he shared with it. Oh man, not my old shadow and my new shadow.
Well, then that's when he stands up.
This is when he goes like, "Oh, what the? You made Lucas Kyle what?"
But he figures it out on his own, because he saw Lucas sitting at his table, or his office, So all he said was like, "I got a new shadow," and then you see it all click, and he's like, "Wait, oh man, yeah," like he gets mad, man.
Look, when you start talking to the side, he ain't talking to him like this. He talking to him, you did what? Like he was ready to throw hands right then. I thought that was hilarious. The conversation was great. The acting here was great. I loved it. So, what'd you guys think about that, though?
I loved it too. Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, Hans. No, I love kind of like one-on-one character moments like this, and I think Common's brand of acting really worked to the scene's advantage. I've seen a lot of criticism about him in particular, his acting on this show, but I don't mind it. I think it suits his character, his acting style. But Yeah, I like kind of like one-on-one character moments like this, and I thought they were going step to step with each other acting wise in this particular scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good scene too. The one thing I noticed is that, like I said, on his line delivery when he said "you made him," it kind of was like, oh, that kind of was bad. But other than that, I think he's a good actor. I think he's doing a good job. And yeah, the scene was good, really good.
Yeah. This might be one of my favorite scenes of the season. Like, it's intense. Like, Bernard walks in and just lays him, but we haven't seen that from Bernard. We haven't seen that anger, from him. So to finally have him able to express it finally, but also to a person who upset him, and then Sims coming in and also is like, you did me wrong too, so they're over here, and the whole scene is them one upping each other. It's like, I did this, I made you here, so you do what I say. It's like, yeah, but I did this, and then blah blah blah, and it just keeps going until the end of the scene. It's like where I think Bernard got the final laugh, not the final laugh, but the last little like jab, and then it ended. But this whole scene was so good.
Yeah, because Bernard brought up his wife, and he didn't know. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, your wife let the Raiders go. Oh, you didn't know that, did you?
Yeah.
Ooh, and
And then he didn't say nothing because he just sat there. He's like he just looked angry because he also was pissed at his wife, for lying to him.
Yeah, that was the final blow, because I was like 5 points to Gryffindor. They're right there. You win.
Yeah, it was just such a great back and forth. Because when one of my favorite parts is like they show it is when he stands up to get face to face to Bernard, he takes the warrant and crumbles it and throws it in the trash. He's like, F your warrant. He goes, I'm not gonna do the things you tell me to do. So it was like this is gonna be a problem from going on. Like that's it. Like
done a lot. He's been a producer in over 20 films. So he has chops. It's not like he just started on this stuff. Yeah. So one is a great movie. Yeah. He's good as a killer.
Yeah.
Because you believe that from Chicago, from the South Side. That's what we do. Hey, this is when Bernard knew he had the upper hand and he's laughing at him.
Yeah.
Sims coming at his head, and you go, hey, when you don't have judicial, you lost your sheriff, you have no friends, and if Emerson is the only person you got nothing. So if you, Emerson and Lucas Kyle, want to go find a form a boy group and you're going to dance all you want to go do it and see how far it takes you. Without me, you got nothing. And that's kind of where he went. And then that's exactly when Bernard said, I got you, bro. And he said, I'm going to talk about, well, your wife is the one who let those people go. I told you how to get through this. You let them go, and it's on you. So it's on your head. And I bet you knew about it, right? You knew? Oh, you didn't? And he walks out. And that's why I said 5 points to Gryffindor. He wins.
but it just makes like it just makes it prove like Bernard was right. He's like, you lack curiosity. It's like you're not curious on why I made Lucas my shadow. You're just angry at it, and it, like I said, just proves it right. It's like you're not that kind of a person. You're not that kind of person that needs that be curious and think be outside the box. You are a guy who makes sure everyone stays in the box. Anybody who draws outside the box, you handle them. It's like you are the box, bro. Like you can't get out of it. It's like and that's part of the what makes somebody like Sims important to the silo. But he's just not the same level of importance as Bernard and like a future Bernard. So, his shadow. So. And it's like I saw, it was like he didn't ask once, why'd you make him your shadow? He's just angry that you made him a shadow. It's like right, you just proved this point, man. You're not curious. Because that would have been my first question. It's like, what does he have that I don't got? Why'd you make him? All you think is like, because also you think you're you're smarter, you know, you think you have all the answers, you know, but yeah, you know, so that was just like, not at one point did he ever ask why.
I thought it was really interesting that he said you're a problem solver.
Your problem solved. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's a problem. So if you're a problem solver, that means you're always thinking within the confines of what you have. Instead of thinking outside the box, exactly what you're saying, being able to create the box. If you're just solving the issue, you're never going to be able to create it.
Yeah.
And that's you have to be able to think on your feet, come up with an answer quickly, not just because I said so. Because just if you're a parent, you tell your kids, you do it because I said so. That only works that many times. Because the time it doesn't work, it never works again. You know, then you get a revolution. Then you have a revolt on your hands. No matter if your kids, no matter if it's a silo, doesn't matter. That's when you have the problem. You better have answers for what's going on. And I don't think he will ever have answers or come up with a good answer for anything. So I think Bernard is right.
Yeah.
Keisha says Silo is so progressive. Imagine any other place a man uses lack of curiosity to insult another man. That would go down differently. It also is progressive when you see all the women and how they're really are running most aspects of the silo. Now, when it's war, men do it. They could be figureheads, but women are there, running right there, right next to you. All right. So we got out this scene, and we see Billings and go and try to figure out who else could be the mole. You know, so you know what can we be getting from someone else? So the first person they found out, you know, they go back to her and say, "Hey, we're looking for rats. We know you know. So who should we be looking for?" Of course, she says nothing because why would she say anything? Why should I trust you? You almost got killed my uncle. You came busted in my house. You busted me in the cafeteria. So why would I believe anything you got to say? So I think that was kind of what we got out of that whole thing. So they struck out. Well, Hank struck out because it wasn't Billy. It was just Hank that was there. So he kind of struck out. All right. Now we get into 17. We see Juliet is in the water, going down, figuring it all out. Solo's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. If she rings the bell, he gives him a rope. She gets down there, ties the rope off, you know, so because she could ring it to let him know, I need the next step. So while she's doing that, we got Knox and Shirley in the police station, I guess, whatever, the office for the sheriff's office, being protected by Hank and Billings, as they're talking about who could be in charge of this. Hank comes back down, says, "Hey, I still don't know. Really got nothing out of her." And then you see them still kind of play fighting. He's egging her on, and she tries to punch him, and he catches it, you know, once again. Wow. And you know, we see right then that's when Walt comes in and say, "Hey, you two get along swimmingly. You know, you guys seem to be enjoying yourself a lot." Pointing out what we all say. I mean, I think that's when you have a character that does that a lot, pointing out all these things that, you know, no one else is saying. But Walt comes in and is asking Billings about Carla, about judicial holding. How do you get out? Can she get a message to him? And he's telling her, "Hey, there's no radio silence, computer silence. There's silence in every single way. There's no way that you get through this fortress to get a message to her." And all it does is frustrate Walker to no end. And she's ready to just do whatever it takes. And this is what's going to cause a mistake to happen. And Bernard, he thrives on mistakes. Yeah, this is when I first thought that Walker's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
My question is, what do you think she's going to end up doing?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Because right now she's only doing everything just for
Carla.
For Carla, you know, and I mean it's good, but also it's like I feel like she should be smarter than that. But I guess like, emotions kind of take over, sometimes. So yeah, but I think she's gonna wind up getting a lot of people hurt unintentionally, obviously. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and she's gonna go back into her cave, and Juliet's gonna have to be the one to pry her out. So
that's a good theory.
So Sims is the muscle, not the brains. Bernard never was going to make him his shadow.
Yep, exactly.
Bernard knew. Yep, I agree. He's an enforcer. Keisha says random, but I would love a flashback episode of Bernard as a shadow, learning. Maybe I'll get a montage when Bernard dies as his life flashes before his eyes.
That'd be cool.
I think that his death is coming sooner than later. With his shadow kind of being there, I really believe that his death is going to be right around the corner.
Man, that would mess up a lot of stuff. Because then that means Lucas would be in charge, and he's just finding out about stuff.
That'll be a civil war.
Yeah, but also he likes Juliet, so if she were to come back into the
he
fold,
will let her in.
Yeah, because he has that curiosity. It's like, I like her, but also how how did you survive all this time? Because a person with curiosity would do that, rather than somebody like Sims would be like, nah, you ain't coming in. Like, don't you want to know why? I don't care. Like she's gonna ruin everything.
So Carla got that good, and Martha ain't gonna let that thing go again.
That's why she locked herself up for 25 years. Ain't nothing coming close.
And Lakeisha said, yeah, Bernard has to die. I hope Lucas stays good. I don't think he does, but yeah. And Andy wants to know, why do you think that? Why does anyone think that he might die? Or is it just me?
I never thought about it until you said it. And it is kind of curious though. That they would kill him off, or he would be killed off in the show.
I'll say this: normally you don't kill off stars, right? The biggest, strongest actors you don't do. But in this show,
I was gonna say
episode one, already set the tone.
Yeah,
exactly.
With Xing off Rashida Jones.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, you excited to see Rashida Jones for an entire show?
Bad.
I was kind of pissed, but
right,
the show was good.
I mean, a lot of people have been dying, and I don't think if Bernard is alive that you get anyone that's going to open the door. That they're going to have that revolution. I think Bernard is going to be able to suppress it no matter what. He will figure out a way. But if Bernard's out the way, now you really create a timetable where things are going to hit the fan. So when the sheriff is going to be a leader out there, I think that's the problem. And I think Sims is going to be the one who kills him. Because I think Bernard is going to go after Camille.
I guess if it is Sims, I can see it being that, but it also could be like, well, if you're not going to give me what I want, then I'm going to take it. So it's like, then I'm going to be in charge. But he doesn't. But that's the thing, is like,
he doesn't
hurt making these moves. He doesn't.
But he's not going to hurt his family though.
No,
that's the thing. He's never going to put his family at risk. But that's why I think if he's going to do something, he'll kill him. Yeah, thinking that it's only me and Lucas Kyle that know anything, and I can do it. I can do whatever. I can get him.
Yeah,
I get him to give me whatever it takes. I'm going to be in charge, not realizing that his voice is an AI voice activated that you have no way to actually get any of that stuff. So I just feel like he has to die for the story to go on, because I honestly believe we could be getting outside of the silo at some point in time. I hope finding out more about the other silos.
Interesting.
So don't tell Camille that, because she wants her husband in that position. I hear you. Lucas should hate Juliet now. She ruined his life. And by the way, who is taking care of his mama? He hasn't even asked about his mama.
I think you brought that up last time, Nikisha. Yeah.
So Bernard has too much blood on his hands to live. He sent so many people out to clean. So my daughter's still grieving Allison and Holston.
Isn't that part of the job though? Like of what he has to do as this like secret leader of the silo? You know.
Ooh. Bernard has to be sent out to clean with the bad tape.
Interesting.
See, that could be another way that Sims does it, right? He blames all the bad things that have been happening in the silo on Bernard. You guys don't know this, but Bernard is the secret person who's been running all this. He's not just head of IT, and he blames all the IT things that are coming down on him on Bernard. And it's not me, it's him. He's the problem. And he doesn't like because I want to speak out. So turn everyone on Bernard, and then with the rest of the silo says, you have to go out and clean now. Since you've been lying to us. And he dies. Didn't ask about his mama. Oh, wow. He has to go. Okay. As Walker asking more, trying to figure out, and Billing's like, look, if she's in there, she's not getting out. And everyone's trying to tell Walker, calm down. It's not going to happen. And she can't hear nothing. Can't hear anything that anyone's saying. All right. Now we back to the iPad. And Lucas is asking, trying to decipher all this problem. And he starts thinking about words, start trying to go through all the different things you can do. And then he realizes you have numerical things. So all this could be, if it's, you could go to 26. If it doesn't go too high, all it could mean a certain letter, and you can decipher it. And you see 77, and he realizes that it's a book on page 77. So he was able to do that from just learning about this iPad thing. Am I the only person that is surprised that Luke was able to figure this ish out?
No, I was just gonna say, like, he picked up on it really quick, you know. But again, like, it felt like a lot of this went back to Bernard saying, like, when you're curious, you know, not only like when to ask questions or how to ask questions, like
what the right question is.
You're able to think outside the box, because if it was Sims. But Sims would be like, oh, letters, not even to think about like numbers corresponding to something else, blah 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 blah. Like, so, and Lucas is smart. He was told he's not the smartest guy, but he's gonna be the smartest guy because he has so much on the line.
I think Judge Meadows planned all this shit out.
Ooh,
and set it all in motion. When she asked him about the stars and heard all the things he said about the stars, she set it in motion.
That'd be interesting. She wanted to speak to him, and
that's why she told Bernard, hey, he knows this, this, and this.
Wow. Yeah. And what if like it was not even to meet with him to find out, but also to meet with him to intrigue Bernard. Put him on Bernard's radar. That'd be interesting.
Because she thinks outside of she's the smartest person I've seen in the show so far. So it goes Meadows, Camille, then Lucas, and then Bernard. Lakeisha said, that's why I love Lucas. Not only is he objectively handsome, he's also so smart. I don't know how handsome he is, but he's a dude. I agree.
Everyone got their type.
Yeah, I have no issues. But you see, like, he's just figuring all this stuff out. I'm looking at these figures in the background, and I'm like, what are these things? And I'm surprised that Lucas is staying on task with all this information there. No one watching over his shoulder. He's not going off doing something else.
Yeah.
He wants to know about the stars, but he's not even checking on that stuff. So I feel like he can work with Bernard. Bernard can trust him because he's showing that Bernard can trust him.
Yeah. Well, also Bernard told him, he goes, "Oh, when I first got here, I started asking all these questions, and kind of like, but you don't need to, Again, like he it's not. I don't know if he trusts him, but he knows like you're here to do a job, and if that job don't get done, then you got your mom outside.
Yeah.
He ain't asked about his mama, so I don't know.
Yeah, but also, like you said, you're kind of put on the task, and he's a dude that is curious, so he might just, I don't say forget about it, but kind of get blinded, tunnel vision. You get tunnel vision, and just like that, the problem is the only thing in your life, especially as now you're like, oh, here's all, I won't say unlimited, but here's like such an untapped knowledge that you didn't even know exists. Add your natural curiosity of everything, and you're already so far down the hole of this like secret letter,
Agreed. All right.
Yeah.
We get back into Cyber 17, see Juliet, try and get through this water, gets to the pump, sees the power point, plugs it in, tugs on the rope, tells Solo, hey, we gotta go. And then we get right back to 18. That was annoying me a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, man, let's get to the point.
Back and forth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But go back to Billings. Hank and him are starting to figure this stuff out. They start to, and Billings' wife walks in and says, hey, you need to get back down here to this cafeteria because all this stuff is happening, is about to go down. She left out as soon as Hank left, and we have a problem brewing. So they run over there to try to figure out what is happening. And then Knox says, hey, you might want to run and save the day, but none of them going to listen to you. You probably need someone else they're going to listen to. So I need to go.
Yeah. I mean, and then Billings smart enough, he's
to let him go.
He knows. He was like, yeah, I got power, but I don't got like the real power like that.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of like, I don't know, living in talk about Southside Chicago, right? The police can come and they got power, but the guy who lives there that runs it has the most power. And if you're smart, if you use that person to get through to everybody, to get them to listen to you. Because you're not going to get everybody with, hey, I'm the law. They're going to be like, man, shut the hell up. Keep on going. We're going to kill somebody. And you can be next on the list. But you have there, a leader there, someone that they all respect. That's one of them. It kind of works a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right. So now we go back to 17, and you see him turn on the power. You see it go from red to green. She turns it on. And you see the pump start to work. So I'm hopeful at this point.
But also, am I the only one that are like, come on? Because like me and my girlfriend are like, really? Like, you're that lucky that it's been in water for all this time for years.
No corroded, no rust, no nothing.
Just plug it in, turn it on. It's like brand new. It's like nothing's clogged, no issues. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You can't worry about the plot.
Like realism.
Yeah. So they said getting that pump looked really easy.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you just spent like a good 10 minutes, like how dangerous it's gonna be, and this and that, and like
and she
might die.
And she plugged in the pump, like she saw the wire, she plugged it in, put it up to the wall, and it came on.
Yeah,
that's what happened. Oh, that's funny. All right, so now we see the entire, basically all mechanicals coming after one person in particular. And she's going to defend herself with one knife.
Yeah. A big knife.
So one person gets stabbed, then you go mess up.
And she's like, I may go out, but I'm taking one of you motherfuckers with me.
Exactly what she said. Exactly. She's holding all of them back too. Look, with that one knife. No jump too hard. So now, Hank steps up and says, hey, no, she did tell us. Babe is the one who really told us that all this is poison. She didn't want anyone to get hurt. And then you hear him say that, and he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you wanted to make sure that no one got hurt from this poison food. And everyone's like, why? And she's like, so Maeve, how's your mother?
Mm-hmm.
And he brings up great points and saying, well, we know medicine was already scarce. Now we got a blockade. How the hell is she still okay? So that's how they got to you, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when she starts saying, I had no choice. What else can I do? My mom would die. And it's funny because everyone's face changed. Everyone's about ready to kill her. And they're like, oh, so if you didn't do this, your mother was going to die. Oh, that's how they came after you. They were upset still, but it seemed like they started to understand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of powerful. And she admitted to everything, says, this is what they did. This is what happened. I am so sorry. And she's like, please don't kill me. Because that's her first thing. She's like, please don't kill me. Don't do any of that stuff. And then another time where I started to fall like Knox is that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the leader, man. He is the leader.
100%. They all shut up when he's talking.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, no, we're gonna give you a couple of shit jobs. We're gonna probably give you some hell for a little bit, but we're going to take care of your mama, and we'll get past this. Dude, that was powerful. That whole speech that he had, and the fact that he had everyone's attention, he pushed it forward, was so good, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and they're trying to show the different type of leader he is than Bernard. You know what I mean? Like, you should be dead for what you did, but we're gonna give you a pass, and we know that you're never gonna do that again. So I think he's doing a great job as a leader.
And he said, because you're one of us.
Yeah.
Is it
Is
anything better than doing that? How do you gain people to be one with you? He's the type of person that Bernard needed.
Really, man. Really.
It was so great.
Yeah. He's just so good. And then but no one questions it, He's like, and you're never gonna do it again, like not one person was like, nah. No, we're not gonna allow that. But everyone is like, we got it, we understand. Yep. Like everyone just falls in line. Even the cops. The cops have every reason to arrest her. Every reason to arrest her.
They're like, well, Knox says we're not going to do it, so hey, I guess we're not do nothing.
That's what, there's two cops standing right there. One's the sheriff of the entire silo, and both of them are just like,
well, you say it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's it.
Uh-huh.
He says, I don't care that much for Juliet, but she's definitely had a rough few days. I wish we were tracking days better. How long has it been since Juliet's been sent out?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it's been a couple of days, maybe 5 days.
I was gonna go for a week.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff happened, and I remember because Bernard is still talking about the food, right? It was like talking about 9 meals. That's 3 days, and he was planning on those days. I don't think we got past 7 since she's left.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I really want to, because you can kind of count it when when people looks like they're waking up, or like they're eating breakfast or they're eating dinner,
or coming home from work.
Yeah, so I wonder if you start to keep track of that. I wonder what it would be. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Says I was really impressed by Knox.
Yeah.
Dr. Deb said that was brilliant with Knox. Yeah.
Agreed.
So he says, wait. So Knox is using empathy was a good thing, but y'all support Sarah carving up Elgin's eyeballs. I can't win with y'all.
Wait, hold on. But Elgin did some things that we black people we just don't do.
Exactly.
He messed up the code, man, and we can't have anybody making us look bad. You know what I mean? So he had to go.
At some point in time, we can no longer support you.
Facts.
Yo, we as the black delegate have decided that you have been drafted by somebody else.
Facts.
And that's why we no longer stood behind you. And that's why Elgin is, we got one eye left. Like, it's still coming out.
I'm assuming that's from.
That is 100% from.
Okay.
Okay. And this is where I was looking at Bernard. Bernard looks like he's been through it. It's been a week without Sims, and he has no medals, he has nobody, and he's just trying to figure it out as he goes along, and it just keeps on going, ruining, and he's just had it.
Yeah. I mean,
you deserve it, bro.
Like you just like part of it is like you feel sad, but then he's like, nah, you deserve it, because like here he's just like so defeated, and he's got that face, and it just takes a big old chug of liquor, and so it's like damn, and then you're like, nah, yeah, you deserve it.
You dug your own hole, bro.
Yeah.
But then Lucas comes in and says, I got it. He was like, Eureka, I got it. I figured out it's a numerical cipher. I know exactly what it is. He's using a book. You go on that page of the book. You're going to have these letters that correspond with these numbers, and we'll have an entire letter. So then Bernard's like, so you got the book? He was like, yeah, it's none of the books that are in that thing. And I'm like, what? And it's like, it has to be something that he doesn't want just these two people to know. He wanted everyone in the silo to know what was going on. So it has to be a book that was allowed out of the silo that people didn't know. And then, so he said, is there a book that's out there that's a relic that would be used, that seen by everybody? And Bernard says, yes, I have the exact book. It's The Wizard of Oz, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because the man who's in the vault, the man behind the scenes, pulling all the strings, that looks like the magician that's doing all these things, that looks like he's a good person in front of everybody. It's literally a reflection of exactly what Bernard's been doing and the way they designed the silo. It was, he is the wizard. That's why it was so smart to have the Wizard of Oz be the book. You're the wizard. And that's what the problem is. Eventually, they're going to find out that you're the wizard. That's what the letter is going to say. Mark my words. The letter is going to say, you're the wizard. They're going to figure it out, and you'll be doomed.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But it showed me that Bernard, to me, I got the impression he already knew. He may not know what the code is, but he already knew about that letter. He already knew about everything. He just doesn't know how to break it. And I think that's why he has him there. See, because he just pulled the book out. Oh, well, I have the book. You know what I mean? So I think he knew. I think he had an idea. He just can't break that code. And that's what this guy's going to do.
Where do you get that book from? Whose book was that?
Wasn't that Meadows' book? Yeah.
It was Meadows' book. She was the one that figured it all out. And that's why he found that book in her residence. That's how he knew what it was. He just doesn't know what it was for.
Yeah. But then she made the Wizard of Oz references about, that the wizard at the end, before anybody got to blame him, he just floated away. Before anybody figured out he was not a good guy, he just got to dip out. It's like, cool, later. Like, I'm in my balloon, So like she made all these references about the Wizard of Oz, and it's just like everything coming back. I don't know the book like that, I know the story obviously, but I don't know what page. But I'm guessing the page is gonna have like significant like metaphors and stuff like that.
I assume 77 is going to be a page that talk about the Cowardly Lion, the first time they meet the wizard, and it's going to spell out they're going to find out. Yeah. I thought it was actually really, really smart. I know Silo is the type of show, but I wish we saw Metal's ghost haunting Bernard. I feel like we kind of do see it, right? Every time he's sitting like, that
Every
is
time he
Metal's.
takes a drink.
How hilarious would that be?
Yeah.
I thought the
Not even
pact was
saying
going to
anything,
be the
just
guy.
kind of mean mugging it.
just sitting over his shoulder.
This is the point that I thought that he wanted everyone to know what his letter was going to say. So use something that everyone has, and since everyone has the pact in their house, that's what he was using. I thought the pact was going to be it.
I didn't even think about that, but that made sense. A book that everybody has, because right now, because he said like, oh, it needs to be a relic, so it like, but even a relic doesn't have, it's not accessible by everybody, you know. But it's also, but it makes sense though. It because then a relic is only seen by the people who you know kind of search out this information, who search out the truth, you know, because the pact is the lie, you know. But yeah, I don't know. The pack would have been interesting, you know, hiding the truth in the lie. You know, I think that would have been cool too.
I thought that's like where they're going to go until when I saw the Wizard of Oz, I just saw the parallels, so I understood why they used the Wizard of Oz and that he's the wizard, and that you know you're either going to get out by flowing away and getting out, and that's what Meadows understood. I had to get out, get my suit ready because I got to get out because she sees the incoming, and Bernard is not smart enough to realize that. I thought that was really interesting. So then Camille comes home and in the dark, sitting in the dark, it says, I don't know if you had to do that one time or not with your significant you're sitting in the dark waiting for him to come home. I ain't calling you. I'm waiting for you to walk through that door. We're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
You know? And that's exactly what happened. Look at him. He's sitting there looking like, I know this conversation about to happen, and I gotta be pissed off. But I really want to know why more than anything. And he starts to put together that morning she was really just trying to stop him from talking to Bernard because she was trying to cover for herself. And he tells her, you can't do that. We can lie to everybody. We can be on any side we need to, but you do not lie to me. I do not lie to you. No secrets between us.
Yeah, and she did her woman thing. Yes, baby, don't worry, no more lies.
Rub inside of his head.
Yeah, and the next episode she's gonna lie to him. When she gave him the kiss, she sealed it. She gave him that kiss, like I'm not gonna lie. Next episode, she's gonna lie to him again.
Dude, my wife could do that right now, and she rub my hair and keep me kissing my ear. It's over. I gotta believe her. That's the trick. That's a problem.
Facts.
You can be mad at your wife right now, and she come down there, rub your head, give you a kiss on the ear. It's over. You no longer be upset. It's melts away. You will try to be upset because you're gonna try to save face, but truthfully, you're gonna see real peaceful. She's no longer upset. So I was gonna ask, do you guys believe her? Obviously, Anzo does not.
Yeah.
Do you believe her?
I'm not sure if I do. I'm on the fence. Only because she's kind of convincing. But the most convincing are the ones that always throw you for a loop.
Yeah. I like her as a character. I do. I just think she has an ulterior motive. I don't know what it is, but she has an ulterior motive. I don't think she's trying to mess up her husband. I just think she has another plan in mind. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like she probably yeah, go ahead.
What would shock you then about her? If you've learned something about her, what would be the thing that shocked you?
That she completely was trying to mess up Sims, right? Because I still think she loves her husband. I still think she's with him. You know what I mean? I just think that, you know, it's like I'm leading, but I'm gonna let you lead. You know what I mean? I'm really behind it, telling you what to do, making you think that, you know, you're doing it on your own, but she's the one like leading the charge. So I definitely think she's doing that. She may be trying to get Sims to be like the leader or the top dog, the shadow, whatever. But she has an ulterior motive where she could probably manipulate him to get things that she needs done.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where she's at.
Yeah.
What about you, Tank? Yeah.
I mean, I don't trust her, but I didn't have like a really good reason. But like I think Anzu said, like if she's secretly trying to like working for the rebellion, like that would be epic. That would be such a good twist. But again, I don't know why I don't trust her, but I just don't trust her. She just seems too, I don't know, just too secretive about everything. About, and that's everything, because she keeps telling everybody different details, so, and she's got something up her sleeve for sure, and like she said, like she gave him that kiss. The next episode she's gonna tell a lie, like she's gonna lie to Common 100% or Sims 100%.
I might be the simp on the panel because I believe her 100%. I think she's telling him exactly the truth. And I think Bernard is going to attack her. I think he's going to come after her and say, you literally gave up these people. We're going to start placing the blame on you. And that's what's going to get Sims to turn on Bernard 100% and start to put the blame on him. So he's going to protect her. I don't think she's going to have the opportunity. I think that Bernard might actually come and have Amundsen go arrest her. I wouldn't be surprised if you see that episode 9 that Camille gets arrested. I don't think she's telling a lie. But once again, I'm the idiot who's been married for 14 years. I don't know. My wife tells me the sky's green. I'm like, man, I guess the sky turned green, guys, yesterday. I don't know. I didn't see it. So I was going to assume it was green. Maybe it was just green that one day. I don't know. Until wheels fall off. That's where I'm going. I'm rocking with. Nikisha says maybe Camille is descendant of Salvador Quinn. If not her, I think someone will be related to him.
I think so too. I think I was going more Knox. Her would be interesting too. She would definitely be interesting but I think somebody is.
I think Knox
descendant of Quinn.
I think Knox is a descendant of Quinn.
Yeah, and then there's like this secret book that gets passed down to because both it could be both characters because it could be both. It could be either. I don't think it's both at the same time, but it could be either. But I'm leaning more towards Knox.
I feel like the power couple that they're kind of putting towards us right now is Knox and Shirley. And the way to separate them is that Shirley is Bernard's daughter, and that Knox was Salvador Quinn's descendant and has all the answers. He already knows what's going on. That's how he knows that IT and judicial have their own power. That's why I asked you guys at the beginning. Yeah. Why? How does he know? Who told him? I believe that's what's going on. Knox is a descendant of Salvador Quinn, and Shirley is Bernard's daughter, and that will separate them. The love that's blooming, the ones that are the most together, they will separate.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So Knox works well too. He does, and he knows a lot of answers. It's obvious that he knows more than he's letting on. And obviously, his father was leader of engineering. I believe like his grandfather or great grandfather chose engineering because they didn't want. He knew what the pact says. He knew what what's the other things called?
The order. The
order knows the order says blame mechanical, so they put themselves down there for a reason, waiting for this moment, and they prepared each one, saying, "Hey, if this happens, this is what we're going to do.
This is how to counter it." That'd be good. That'd be good.
So. Oh, that's so good. It would be a tragic love story, but they've referenced Romeo and Juliet several times. That's smart. I appreciate this group very much. That's why I was thinking it has to be some type of tragic love, right?
Yeah.
This is just what they've been putting forth for so long. You know, so this stuff has to happen. And I figured out the whole thing with Bernard, but it just makes more sense this way. It doesn't make sense for anyone else to be related to him. You're not gonna bring an outsider out there. So
yeah. I mean, and then also like the tragic love. Look at every relationship, from episode 1. You had Rashida Jones and the sheriff
Holston,
and them.
Holston.
Yeah. Then you had the deputy and the mayor. Bernard and Meadows. Like, there's these relationships that not all of them are broken yet. But all the ones that ended were all tragic love stories. Even Juliet and George. Juliet hasn't died yet, but George, that was definitely a tragic.
Juliet's parents.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So they both didn't die, but
any love that they're going to have, they're going to break up.
Yeah. Who's it? We just saw Walker and
Carla.
Carla.
You can't have a relationship because you know what? Because you don't want someone that's in leadership to care about one person more than they care about the silo. The only person that does that right now is Sims, and that's why he can't be the leader. So, but she did seal it with a kiss, and that's in the woman's handbook. Hey, you only can do this so many times, but if you mess up, rub his hair, kiss him on the ear, he'll forget.
That's the secret code.
It's a secret code.
Good to know.
If you see someone rubbing your hair, know the kiss is coming and try to run away. Try to do one of those.
Do the Denzel. Get your hands off me.
Hands off of me. Oh, all right. So we get to see Juliet running back. Billings and his wife seem solid, but we didn't trust her for a long time either.
We really didn't trust her, yeah. That's why I was like, they're all not over yet. We'll see by the end of the show. But I did start to trust her
a little bit,
which might be a bad thing because
we might be wrong here.
As soon as you start trusting her, bam, that's when she gets you.
That's when you find out the baby's a sack of potatoes. She left. So Juliet is running, trying to get all this stuff done, getting the power. Then she's trying to ask for, Solo to let her up, and she yanks on the rope, and it just comes down, and the whole platform crashes. And she's like, "Crap! What I'm going to do now?" So she rises up. She says, "Okay, well, there's the power cord. I can climb up the power cord." Well, first, I guess her air starts to go out. So she realizes that too. All right. Then we go back to Walker. Walker's putting the camera back together. She's putting power to it. I don't know what the frick her plan was, but she's definitely trying to communicate with whoever's up top. I don't know if she knows it's Bernard or not knows it's Bernard, but if she might. I
think she did. Yeah, I think she knew.
She said, I didn't try hard enough 25 years ago. I'm going to show you that I'm going to try hard now. You turn it on, the red light comes on, and she stands in front of him, just kind of like, "Hey, I'm here," waiting for more information. Then she starts to sing like she regretted it and ran over and tried to stop it. While that's happening, Juliet is trying to figure out a way to get up out of the water. And she was pulling on the power cord going up. And then she realized, I got no more air. Now, and somehow, miraculously, she learned how to swim. Did anyone else catch that out? They talked about swimming before, and she just started kicking and moving her arms and figuring it out.
He told her, 2 minutes before she went down there?
Facts.
How to swim.
And while she's running out of air, she's like, I'm going to learn how to do it. Olympically. Like, all right, well, okay. That's one way of doing it, Yeah. And then she reaches up to the top, and she looks pissed. She's like, Solo! It was like, she was not having it. And She gets out of the water, and now we go back to Bernard. Bernard's having a real drink now. He's like, dude, I don't know what the F is going on.
Mm-hmm.
He look like he's about to end it all. Like, I can't handle this anymore. What the hell was I doing? Grabs his overcoat. He's about to walk out the door. And Amazon comes through and says, hey, Walker's camera came on for 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why? What the fuck's going on? Why would they do that? Why would she do that? Then they go through their command center. They're looking through all the cameras. And for the first time, Anderson actually came up with something really good, right? Mm-hmm. It was like, I went through the entire thing looking at them, and I saw this. Mm-hmm. You see Walker and Carla holding hands. And he says they divorced 25 years ago. Now, Bernard knows he has someone down below that's willing to do whatever it takes for this significant person, you know. So, and she's powerful. And I think he knows that she's powerful because she wouldn't just be one of those old people that walks up there for no reason. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he knows more about it, but he says that's an excellent job. He finally has leverage because if he didn't have that leverage, I don't know where he would go.
Yeah.
So what she basically did was gave him a message, hey, you know, I'll do whatever it takes to get my partner out of there. Mm-hmm. So she's going to be a spy, maybe.
Well, he lost control. No one else is going to be doing things for IT down below, right? They are now together. There's no more, spies down there. And now he figured out a way to be the biggest mole is one of the most powerful people in engineering and mechanical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That would, man. Yeah. That would suck.
It's
I
funny,
didn't even think about like her like becoming like a mole, like an informant like that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep. So all answers, everything goes through Walker. So if Walker's telling Bernard, all of a sudden she knows everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, he knows everything, and he can really combat this thing. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, that was a message, 100%.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now Juliet's out of the water. She's looking for Solo, and all of a sudden she spots the axe. Okay, so he cut my line, and then she sees blood. Mm-hmm. And then sees a bloody footprint going all the way up there. And you see where everything was cut. So now what the fuck is going on? And then we get this far shot. And this shot here, when you see someone's shoulder looks like might be standing looking over her. She might not be able to see him. But he's been always there in the shadows watching. Mm-hmm. So there has been someone else there, like we all assumed, but now we have confirmation.
Yeah. There's more people in there. Yeah. And I always love these shots, man. From that first episode when she broke into the silo and was like taking off her suit. And it was like caught from this angle. I was just like, oh, it's just so like POV kind of style, it's like you see it from like somebody's point of view, and they did it a few times in this episode. I don't know if you noticed, they even did it under the water, not saying that the person is underwater, but they give you that like somebody's watching kind of vibe like throughout the episode.
I always thought they did that more because for us,
which they could have, yeah.
It's like we're the other person. Mm-hmm. But no, I think that now you say that, I think about it. Yeah, it could definitely be that they're more. There's more than one person, and maybe they're communicating.
That's what I was going to ask you. How many people you think there actually are left in there? You think it's just one, or there's a group?
It's got to be a group, right?
Yeah, I think it's
definitely more than one person there.
Yeah.
How do they eat? How do they survive? How do they do anything? I don't think it's just one guy out there just cooking.
Well, they're like zombies. They're like mutants now at this point. Yeah, that'd be wild. That'd be a crazy turn for the story.
But they know how to use axes. That's one thing they know how to do is chop ropes down.
Yeah. But I wonder, it could be like somebody like Solo, where it's other kids that were told to like hide away just in case.
Interesting.
So, it could be. I don't know.
I think that there was two groups. Solo's group on one side, his people, or he had the vault, and then he had another group of people that trying to get through, and they kept on sending people. And Solo thought that other person was gone. That's why he was willing to come outside. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna find out that there's still people that are living in between these things, and there's at least 4 people in that silo.
Interesting.
Yeah, because also remember, I just remembered right now was the people that were dead in front of the vault. Where they're like, hey, they're pretty new. They're pretty newly dead. Yeah. It's not like they've been here for years, like other people. So, yeah. So I think next episode, Juliet might start putting that together. Like, oh, there's a reason why he's afraid. You know what I mean? Like, there all those messages behind the door, like, can't hide in there forever, or whatever the note said on the wall.
Yep.
So, she's gonna start putting it together, and she's gonna have to figure out, who do you trust?
Facts.
That's interesting.
Because Solo, he's been good, but also blackmailing her with the suit. It's not the.
Who do you trust?
Thing, but, do you trust him, or do you trust this random stranger?
He won't even let you in anywhere. So like,
I'll be right back. I got to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, I mean, we still can't trust. Nikisha says, when people ask if I can swim, I always say no, but I know how to not drown. Now I've seen a visual of what that looks like.
That's funny.
So, what if Walker finds out Juliet is alive? Will she choose Carla over Juliet? If she really sees Juliet as her daughter and she knows that she's alive, I think she would choose Juliet over Carla.
It's interesting.
Well, I mean, we all have kids, right? I love my wife. I really do. And I think what Ryan Reynolds said, I would push her in front of a bus if it been saving my kids, throw them from a bus. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. You save your kids. And I expect her to do the same thing for me. I want you to love me, but we both are here to protect them. So that's kind of how I always feel like, you love your significant other, but you can't live without your kids.
Facts.
Yeah. Well.
So, when Juliet first got to Silo 17, she went through a farm. I think maybe they're growing food.
Yeah, there's that little bit of water that was dripping. Yeah.
And I think they're watching. I mean, once again, that's still a lot of levels, that are unanswered for. They've only been in 1 or 2 different areas. They could just be watching them.
Yeah, and everything's dark, so you can easily hide.
Creep around
in the shadows. Yeah.
So that was our episode 7 breakdown, guys. What did you guys think overall about the episode?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Like you said, it is one of the best episodes.
Yeah, same. This was I people saying like especially on like Facebook, I see a lot of people like, oh, this is like a slow, and if you think it, then I can't say you're wrong, but I don't think so, man. This especially this episode, and as the season progressed, it's been getting more and more intense. Like, you feel the buildup, in Silo 18. You feel the tension between Juliet and Solo, and I think they're doing a really good job at it all so far. Like, this is probably my favorite episode of the season so far, and I feel like this is setting up the last 3 episodes, and those are going to be like 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last 4
So-
episodes.
No, so this is 7.
No, this was 7. So 8,
it's
9, 10.
8, 9,
Yeah.
10. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, we're gonna get some like crazy bombs, I think, in the next couple episodes. You know, that it all started here. You know,
Mhm.
so yeah, super excited. Super excited.
I gotta say, I thought that we started to get some answers that we've been asking since season 1 in this episode, and they were giving us answers in every way, like every place. So we said we thought Silo 17 wasn't just empty. We were right. You know, we thought that Billings would probably be a lot with the other people with the revolution, and it seems like he's starting to warm up to the revolution. You know, we're starting to see Sims and Camille and the divide between Bernard and Sims. We thought that Lucas might end up being the shadow. We're seeing all the things that we thought was going on, but it's always with like a little extra umph. There's a little bit more going on than we thought was going to happen. So I'm really enjoying how they're doing these things. This is impressive. This is an impressive show. This has been an impressive episode for me. So
yeah.
So Nikisha says Silo set is so impressive. I think they've said that they only built like 3 levels, but they make each set look so distinct.
Yeah.
It's like a whole silo.
I think if you follow the writer of the books, Hugh Howey, he'll put up like the Mythbusters dude, Adam Savage. He'll go in and talk about the production set, and all the cool stuff with it. So definitely really cool. And also if you're in New York, I don't know anybody in New York. I saw he posted he's gonna do some like a meetup in January. So if you want to go get your book signed.
Man, you couldn't wait till February. I could have made it out there. Dang it.
Yeah, but yeah, watch those on. Check them out. I forgot what YouTube channel they're on. They might be on Adam Savage, his personal channel, but yeah, they're pretty cool. The sets and everything like that.
So every time y'all say revolution, I hear Kirk Franklin asking, "Am I ready for a revolution?" Woo, woo. Do you want a revolution? I said road trip, dude. I'm so in. Like, don't let him tell me like all of a sudden I find out he's at New York Comic-Con. Oh, I'm grabbing Tank and we're going to New York. He'll be so pissed off. Oh man, Erica's gonna be yelling at me. We're going to New York. I'll tell Anzo, hey, let's go meet. Go down to Niagara Falls. We'll sneak you across. Don't worry about it, man. You ain't even need your passport. I got you. I got this. That's a long ass way from you though.
Yeah. Now, I wonder if he's gonna do more tours now. With Silo being more popular, after the second season and stuff like that. So, there's a good chance he might, do a Comic-Con run.
I needed to.
Yeah, I hope he does. If you're listening, I know he does listen to some of the YouTubers that review the show and stuff like that. So, and he does a discussion as well. So
all I can tell you is that hey, April 11th through 13th is C2E2. Come on down.
Yeah.
You do that, I'll be there every day. We can have a lot of fun. So I'm all for it. Yeah. You tell me you're going to be there, I'll be buying tickets immediately.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people I want to get autographs for this year. Usually I don't really care, but this year there's a bunch of cool people. So
no, you know who my number one guy is.
Who's that?
Do you not know?
You're like a Comic-Con.
John Boyega. I need John Boyega.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be there.
Yeah,
he's gonna be there.
Saturday and Sunday, I will be trying to get John Boyega. So
yeah, that's gonna be pricey. I feel like it will be, but yeah.
All right, Sam. This was a lot of fun as always. Had a shitty day. Thank y'all for lifting my spirits. Looking forward to next week. Nikisha, we always appreciate you being around and commenting and just coming to all the shows. So yeah, thank you, because especially in my beginning, having to switch computers. But yeah, thank all the rest of you guys there in chat. We had 20 people watching for the last couple 30 minutes or so. thank you guys for all your comments, all your help, all this stuff that you guys are giving us, and it's helping out a whole lot. And I love talking about the show, and I can't wait to get through the next 3 episodes because Severance is going to be amazing too. So we're going to be doing that too. I think Brandman's going to be jumping in here in a second. Yes, So, but just thank you guys for all this discussion and the theories and all that stuff. Send us, if you're watching this later, put comments in. Send us your theories. I would love to discuss them. You put them in there. We will talk about them next week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we can figure out what's going on.
Yeah, leave some comments on the replay.
Yep.
Hey, B, you got unmute.
Silly me. Silly me.
But no, I just really want to thank you guys again. Thank Anzo, Bigger for Entertainment, the man, the myth, the legend, the one who taught us how to do this stuff, that said, hey, you can do this with Silo, because he's been doing it with From. I can't wait to get off our hiatus, because I've been writing down stuff, and you're going to be in for a whole lot of stuff, Anzo.
That's interesting. All right. I'm down.
But thank you guys again for watching us. I'll DM you in a second, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Later.
See you guys.